All right, welcome back to WMMA Now with your host, Chuck Stevenson. Coming at you today with a fight review. So we're going to Saitama, Japan for RIZIN number 33 on New Year's Eve. We're going to the super atomweight 49 kilograms / 108 pounds division. The champion, Ayaka Hamasaki, coming in at 23-3, taking on young Seika Izawa, coming in at only 4-0. Now, it should be noted that this was a non-title bout. For whatever reason, Japanese promotions love to put their champions in non-title fights in their own weight class. It's just how it is, for good or bad. So anyway, this fight, I'm going to get really detailed on the play-by-play here. So let's hurry up and get down into it. So first round, Izawa, she finds her range and then shoots for a double leg. Slides behind Hamasaki and, went to pick her up. Hamasaki slapped on a double wrist lock on the arm of Izawa to counter. Was able to use it stay standing. Now, Izawa, she held on, threw some knees to the back of her legs. Eventually was able to get Hamasaki down in one of the corners at about the minute and 11 second mark. Went straight to back control. Now, Hamasaki, she stood up, got taken back down, but then very deftly and creatively, and I love when fighters do this, she had the double wrist lock the whole time and was able to use it to sweep to the half guard of Izawa. From there, Hamasaki tried to pass, but Izawa was very quick at scramble and was able to get to full guard. Now, Hamasaki, she postured up, started landing some punches. Izawa, she opened up, opened up her guard, and started landing some up kicks, nice up kicks too, and made sure that she stayed active from bottom. And then more big up kicks landed for Izawa. One of them actually hurled Hamasaki off, and Izawa stood up, chased off of her, got clinched against the ropes, and got a trip takedown to side control. Now, Izawa started kneeing and elbowing the head of Hamasaki, and then she lashed on a neck crank in the final 10 seconds. Wasn't able to get it, but the round ended with Izawa in control. Amazing first round for Seika Izawa. Even though she was on bottom for a little bit, she just stayed on the attack the whole time. And I think a lot of people were already going, whoa, who is this girl at that point? So we go into the second round, and the fighters meet in the center, and Izawa drove Hamasaki to the ropes with a takedown attempt, started landing some clinched knees, and then Hamasaki got a very nice double leg, penetrated in, grabbed the legs, got Izawa, and got the takedown away from the ropes, which is nice because you don't want to get caught in those ropes. Now Izawa, she brought her guard high, and even the commentators were like, is she going for an omoplata? What exactly is she trying to do with her legs there? But she ended up landing 3 big up kicks to Hamasaki's face. So Hamasaki, she was forced to eat them. Then she got down into the guard of Izawa, kind of staying there, just kind of recovering a little bit. Izawa decided to open up her guard, threw up the triangle, and caught Hamasaki in it. And I'm telling you, this triangle was deep. And she just starts punching Hamasaki's head. She's landing, short punches. She's landing hammer fists. She's not even really trying to use the choke to finish at all. Goes for a little bit to straighten out the arm at one point. But then Izawa rolled to the side, keeping the triangle. She rolled to the side and kind of like pushed herself up, basically forcing herself and Hamasaki into the mounted triangle position. So now Izawa is on top of Hamasaki, mounted with the triangle, and she just starts raining down punches and elbows, landing at will. Hamasaki, she's trying to defend, but barely, and the referee watches. He tries to give Hamasaki a chance to recover. Eventually, though, he sees enough, stopping the fight for your winner by TKO due to grounded strikes from the mounted triangle position, Seika Izawa, 2 minutes, 50 seconds of the second round. all I can say, all my reaction was watching this was, wow. This was just a huge, amazing upset here. I mean, I woke up early to watch this fight and then had to go to work all day. And I'd be sitting at work during the day, during like slow time or downtime, and I'd just sit there and thinking, and I'd just say out loud, like, wow, Izawa did it. I'll admit, in my preview video, I picked Hamasaki to win. I just thought that her vast MMA experience would carry her through. But I also made sure to mention, I was telling everybody, I said, look, don't listen to the internet know-it-alls. Izawa is the real deal. Don't overlook her. Don't just dismiss her completely because she's only 4-0. Because, I had named her my prospect to watch in 2021. I knew she was capable of big things. I just didn't expect this. This one just threw me for a loop. It was amazing. Just absolutely amazing. Practically nobody outside the true WMMA hardcores, and I mean the people that watch this channel, that know that I talk about her and I talk about, the Japanese women's MMA scene. You have to be a true hardcore to have known who Izawa was before this. Now, I think almost everybody is going to know who she is. I mean, if there were people that are big RIZIN fans had no idea who she was. Why is this girl, she's only 4-0, why is she getting to face the champion? Well, she showed why she was getting to face the champion. I mean, just amazing performance by Izawa. She was always on the offensive, and she never stopped attacking. That was the key. She never really gave Hamasaki breathing room. Like, even when she was on bottom and half guard, as soon as she could, she got back to guard and started attacking. Hamasaki just could not really get going in this fight. I mean, the best work she did in this entire fight was to grab that double wrist lock, not let it go, and then eventually when she got taken down, she used it to sweep, which was a very nice move. That's like a high-level experience move there, to just grab that double wrist lock to prevent the takedown. Just keep holding on to it. Even when you get taken down, you hold on to it and use it to sweep. That's the high-level stuff you expect from Ayaka Hamasaki. But even that was just not enough here. Izawa just constantly on the offensive from the start of the first round all the way up to the finish. And that was key. That worked very well. And I think a lot of fighters are going to watch that and possibly emulate that in future performances if they face Ayaka Hamasaki. Another note I have here is that the up kicks were key in this fight. And they were. Those up kicks were much more damaging than they appeared. Like, Hamasaki seemed kind of a little bit stunned by them at the end of the first round. And then the bigger ones came in the second round. And it reminds me a lot of another RIZIN fight when Saori Oshima faced Kana Asakura. She used the up kicks to her advantage. I think up kicks from the back, even if your opponent is grounded, I think that should be allowed everywhere. I think that is a big game changer. I don't think it's like as damaging as some people like to think it is, but I think it definitely does some work, and they should be legal. And I think this fight is a good example of just the type of good work you can do with them. My final note here, I have, you got to feel bad for Hamasaki, because this was the first time in RIZIN that she had her friend and mentor Megumi Fujii, one of the all-time greats, in her corner. Mega Megu had, cornered Ayaka in the past, but not since she had come to RIZIN. And because they don't always train together anymore. Mega Megu, was out of AACC for a long time, the gym that Ayaka still trains at, but now she's, always at her husband's gym. And so her and Ayaka don't always get to train together. but Ayaka brought her in for this fight and had her corner her. And you got to feel bad for someone, their close friend and mentors in their corner brought him in for this fight, and then to lose like that just sucks. Anyway, for things to work on for Hamasaki, someone pointed this out. Hamasaki tends to get caught in triangle chokes. She got caught in, I think, 2 against Amber Brown in Invicta. Granted, she got the win there. She was caught in a triangle for a full round against Sahi Ham at RIZIN, I want to say, was it RIZIN 20? And just could not get out of it. And then she got caught in a triangle here and got finished from there. So Hamasaki really needs to learn to read when that triangle is coming and how to escape it. I think that's her biggest weakness. And if some random person on Reddit can point it out that she has that weakness, then other fighters are going to notice it too. For Izawa, darn near flawless performance. But she just had no counter to that double wrist lock that Hamasaki latched on in the first round. I mean, Izawa went for the double leg, slid around the back, and came up and, had the body lock on Hamasaki. Hamasaki grabbed that double wrist lock and just held on to it and was eventually able to use it to sweep when she got taken down. And Izawa just, I don't know if she wasn't focused on it. She was more focused on control and getting the takedown, but she didn't really have a counter for it, and it allowed her to get swept. So those are things to work on. Now, for the fights to make, well, this one is obvious. The rematch has to happen, and the title has to be on the line. And this is one of those moments you got to feel bad for Seika Izawa, because in her second fight, she faced the Deep Jewel strawweight champion in a non-title bout, won it, had to face her again with the title on the line, won the title, and then here she is now facing the RIZIN Super Atomweight champ in a non-title bout, wins it, beats her, and then now has to beat her again for the title. You got to feel bad for Izawa for that, but that is the fight to make. That is the only fight to make for these two right now. They got to have a rematch with the title on the line. And this is why when those times when, the non-championship bouts for the champions in WMMA, sometimes it blows up in their face because, you make your champion look bad, but it kind of works for them because now they get an automatic rematch with a lot more hype behind it. So in some ways it's bad. In some ways it actually works because then they get to sell a rematch. So those are my thoughts on this bout. Hamasaki versus Izawa, RIZIN 33. Just an amazing upset. Amazing job by Seika Izawa. Let me know your thoughts on the fight in the comments down below. If you haven't seen it yet, as soon as they post it, I will post a link in the description and a pinned comment. In the meantime, if you like the video, please give it a like, share it as well. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to WMMA Scene Now, the best, most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.